Yeah? Well, hello, beautiful people. Today, we're gonna answer the question, do we rescue dogs or do they rescue us? Let's find out.
Oh, and there's the puppy. Be nice, Fudge. Grab. There we go. Good boy. Be nice.
Yeah, here's my puppy boy.
I'm excited to see this.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
What's up, guys? This is the Teton Experience, and I'm here with Liz and Porter Cage. They've become friends of mine. They're my neighbors, and I love them to death, and I think you'll fall in love with them. And also, their amazing puppy.
Well, this is Levi. We got him just a little over a month and a half ago. He's a Texas Healer, Aussie Shepherd, and a Blue Healer mix. And it was just kind of happenstance. A friend of ours had him, and she was wanting to get rid of him. Her husband was just as eager to see him go. He was running around with a bunch of chihuahuas. And, you know, just generally he seemed to be not having a super great time, and she wanted him to go to a good home. And Liz here has been hounding me for a dog to go running and hiking with. So
Mountain biking.
And mountain biking, there we go, because I'm not good at those things. And so here he is.
Tell me about like what you see yourself doing with your puppy, and what are you doing now?
Well, we're in the process of moving right now, so I haven't been hiking as much as, or running as much as I would like, but yeah, I love hiking and mountain biking, and I think it's safer to have a dog when you're out in the woods alone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I keep away bears and
I'm gonna say you either bring a handgun or you bring a dog, and
I'd rather have a dog with
one
me.
was cheaper and more readily available.
Yeah.
You're right.
And I really kind of like having the companionship of a dog in the outdoors too. It's nice to have someone along for the ride. Well, I think kind of the story of when we got him was pretty important too.
Yeah, do we want the whole story there? But
it's up to you.
yeah, well, basically, I got loaded one day and decided that we'd bring this dog home, and a couple days later, just it so happened that I decided that I was going to get unloaded. And so as I was getting clean, Liz fortunately was gone for the first few days of it. So really all I had was this guy right here keeping me in line.
Getting up in the morning.
Yeah,
and moving around.
yeah. Instead of wallowing in bed all day, miserable, whining, complaining, upset about my situation, I hear him in the other room. It's like, you know, all I have to do today is make sure this dog is happy, and that happiness transfers over just so easily and so readily. He's unbelievably smart. He's a little nippy right now, though, but we had him potty trained entirely in like a week after getting him. I hate to think of how much he probably actually knows about me and everything else. He's probably a little bit more aware than we realize, but no, he was a crucial role in us getting to where we are right now, which is a way happier place than it was merely a few months ago. Even he's
Yeah, because I mean, I feel like we were kind of in a slump where I wasn't going outside and doing anything because it's gross and snowy, and then once you get a dog, it's kind of, you gotta get up in the morning and
You got
have to
no
take them
more
outside.
options, really, at a certain point.
I just wanted to let you guys know, like, you're awesome,
Aw,
and I
thanks,
wish you
Rob.
the like
And you-
absolute best.
And you
man.
too, my man.
Yeah.
This could
This
none
house
of this
has
could
been
have
amazing
happened.
and-
Like, this was our first home, you know, like this was our first home as a married couple, and we got to have that experience here. We got to have it. It's just an absolute pleasure, and I really don't have the necessary vocabulary required to do all of the thank yous that are really needed for that, because without this experience here in this home and the Teton Valley area, you know, we wouldn't have had a lot of the things that we have now and get to excitedly move forward into the future with.
Start school.
That's
Come here. Well, come here.
So it seems like you work with her quite a bit, huh?
She's our therapy dog.
Oh.
But yeah, she huffs snow. Smells
So, like-
smells like cocaine for her. Yeah, we were talking about doing ski journeying or whatever with her. Like seeing if she'll pull skis. She's really cool, but we have to put her shoes on because she gets bad snowballs.
Really?
She'll get snowballs this big
Oh, and they just develop on her feet?
all over her body.
Oh, wow.
So we put her in ski, like my son's old athletic pants and a sweatshirt, and then boots because she'll have to stop because she's got double her body weight in snow.
Good.
Oh yeah, she turns into a snowball. Yeah, I've had to blow dry her. But so we specialize in opioid dependency.
Okay.
And so she just, if somebody's in like crisis or just needs support, like she just kind of picks who she wants to go with.
Uh-huh.
And she doesn't bark at the door. She just, people come in and she greets them, and then she'll come into my office or go into the doctor's office, and all of our clients just love her. Yeah, or they'll sit and like talk about trauma and just pet her, or she'll put her head on them.
And do you think she can start to sense
She
that?
does. She has really good empathy. Yeah, she's really gentle with older people. The adolescents if we work with adolescents, she loves, because I do mental health too, and so yeah.
That's so awesome.
Or they'll sit and talk about trauma and just pet her, and she'll put her head on them.
We're here in the Teton Valley, and I'm here with Andy and Allison, two beautiful friends of mine, and they are in the middle of building an amazing house, and mostly themselves. So they've been on a journey, and they also have an awesome pup, Darby, and they've done a rescue. So why don't you guys start by telling us maybe a little bit about how you moved into the Teton Valley?
Yeah. You want to take this one?
You take it.
Well, we got married about 5 years ago back in Pennsylvania. Yeah, both of us always had this like desire to move west, you know, which is not uncommon with like-minded people, outdoor people. So yeah, we were just kind of hunting for a good mountain town to move to, and we had some friends in Victor that talked this place up. So we came to check it out, and yeah, we loved it.
Never looked back.
How long?
She's got the helicopter tail.
Toss that ball for us.
You ready?
New friend forever.
Darby, come here. Come here, girl.
She's a year and a half.
You gotta get in the frame. Come on, up here.
She was a year when we got her, so
Up
about
here.
a year and a half.
Come here, girl. Good girl.
Love your ball, huh? And you get a little nervous sometimes. She's gotten a lot better. She was a really nervous Nellie when we first got her. She came from, I think, one home, and then has been in the shelter system since then. So probably maybe in a home for a couple months, and then had been in the shelter system for longer than that. And then a foster family or two until we got her. He surprised me. We have been wanting a dog for a long time. We've dog sat a lot. We have a lot of friends with dogs. And we finally got to the point where our friends' dogs were so adorable that we were gonna steal one. So we thought it's probably about time we get our own. Darby's original name was Lucy. And so he met Lucy at the one shelter at the Animal Adoption Center and said, this dog is so cute, but somebody else was fostering her for the night, so we couldn't get our hopes up. And I was in the kitchen one night making dinner, and I turned around and I thought it was him walking in the door, and here Lucy comes in the door with an employee from the shelter, and she was nice enough to drop Darby off at our house, and we were able to hold on to her for a couple of weeks before we decided.
I don't think it took that long. I think
didn't take that long.
We had the Animal Adoption Center has I think a 7-day or maybe 2-week policy where you can foster the dog for a little while and see if it works out, and if it doesn't, you know, give him back. No hard feelings. But I think we kept Darby for 4 days until we decided, and we just called him and said, yeah, she's ours.
And I remember Andy was talking to them on the phone, and I was crying and like bawling because I was so happy that she was going to stay with us. Yay!
I'm lucky enough to, I work over at Knowles, and it's a very dog-friendly workplace, so I get to roll over to work with my dog, and she follows me around work all day and sleeps on the couch in my office. She's pretty lucky that way. But yeah, I think you know, it definitely changes your life.
At Darby, we have Darby Canyon. It seems very significant for you guys. Can you share that a little bit? Maybe the name?
Yeah, you know, we've lived over here. We've been caretaking a farmhouse here for a few years, and we bought land here, and we're building a house here. The neighborhood is called Darby Ranch. Darby Canyon is right over there, and so yeah, it's definitely significant. I think it's got a nice ring to it, but it's also, you know, kind of where we're putting our flag in the ground, where we're setting some roots down, and so that, I think Darby's name kind of helps personify that a little bit.
You can totally see her smiling sometimes when she's panting and she's happy, and her tail wags, and she loves to go up to new people and new dogs. So we've definitely seen a big change.
She's definitely gotten braver since we've gotten her. You know, she was super timid and super anxious, and you know, kind of once she bonded with us, she gets anxious when we're not around. You know, when she has to be away. But she's been, yeah, I mean, people who saw her a few months ago just comment on how brave she's gotten.
So I think because we're not as familiar with dog breeds, because I've never had one, Andy, we just know other people's dogs. We didn't want to start with a breeder because we didn't know anything anyway, and so we just figured the best way is that there's so many dogs who need homes, and there's so many shelters around here who have dogs coming through, and cats too, and so we just figured we'd start there and find out what some options were. And Darby was a really quick find, and we were really lucky to find her. But there's a lot of great shelters who do a lot of good work rehoming animals. Yeah.
Would you suggest that people do the same thing if they had the opportunity?
Absolutely. I would highly recommend first stopping at the shelters to see who is available. There's so many that come through, so many that are adopted, so many positive stories about adoption. And they have the program set up so well with fostering too that it is a big commitment to adopt an animal, but with the fostering programs you can take them home for a couple days, a couple weeks, just to see how they fit in with your family and your lifestyle. And
yeah, I would say that's a big part of what makes it less scary adopting a dog, is you get the chance to foster them for a couple days or weeks and just see if it's a good fit, and it's kind of like a good non-committal. The shelter that we happened to adopt Darby from gave us a crate and food and everything she needed, so it was a very low stress process to kind of get it started.
And the adoption centers too, they know the animals, they've spent some time with them, so they can give you ideas of what they've been through, and they know their history and have gotten to see some of their personalities, so you know a little bit what you're getting into when you start fostering or if you adopt them.
Awesome. That was great, by the way.
Yeah.
Nice second take right there.
Good.
Nice second
Good.
take.
That was good.
I started to ramble. I was like, maybe we should just reset.
Do they rescue us? or do we rescue them? You got anything to say, Sammy? Yeah? Okay. You got anything to say, Jakey? Jakey, you got anything to say, bud? Tell us your stories about your rescue dogs and how you rescued them or they rescued you. Love to see it. Share with the community. Until next time, Mountain Dogs of the Teton Valley.